On January 13, 2019, one of the most famous brands in the world uploaded a video that would ignite a global debate. The company was Gillette, a brand that had defined men's grooming for more than a century. The question they asked was simple: is this the best a man can get? But what followed became one of the most controversial marketing campaigns in modern business history. Within just 48 hours, the ad collected hundreds of thousands of dislikes. Angry customers began destroying their razors on camera, and the hashtag Boycott Gillette spread across the internet. 6 months later, the parent company Procter Gamble announced an $8 billion write-down on the Gillette brand. How did a company that dominated the razor market for over 100 years suddenly find itself in the middle of one of the biggest marketing controversies ever? To understand what happened, we need to go back to the beginning. In 1901, a salesman named King Camp Gillette introduced a revolutionary invention: the safety razor. Before this, men shaved with straight razors, which had to be sharpened constantly and were difficult to maintain. Gillette's idea was brilliantly simple: sell the razor handle cheaply, but charge more for the disposable blades. This business model would later become known as the razor and blades strategy, a concept that many modern companies still use today. During World War I, the U.S. military issued Gillette razors to soldiers as part of their standard equipment. When those soldiers returned home, they kept the habit. Over time, Gillette didn't just sell razors, it became the symbol of modern masculinity. Their advertisements featured athletes, celebrities, and confident men who represented success and strength. In 1989, Gillette launched a slogan that would become iconic: "The best a man can get," and consumers believed it. By the early 2000s, Gillette controlled nearly 70% of the global razor market. With that kind of dominance, the company could charge premium prices for its products. Customers paid them without hesitation. In 2005, consumer goods giant Procter Gamble purchased Gillette for $57 billion. At the time, it was the largest acquisition in the company's history. Gillette appeared unstoppable. For over a century, it had ruled the shaving industry. But the market was quietly beginning to change. By 2018, Gillette faced a problem that advertising alone couldn't fix. Its market share had dropped from 70% to around 54%. Revenue in the grooming division had fallen sharply. The company was losing customers. Part of the change was cultural. Beards had become fashionable. Men were shaving less frequently than they used to. Instead of razors, many younger men were buying beard oils, balms, and grooming kits. But the bigger threat came from something else entirely. In 2011, a small startup launched a service that would challenge the entire razor industry. The company was Dollar Shave Club. Instead of selling expensive cartridges in stores, they offered something simpler. Customers could subscribe online, and cheap razor blades would be delivered directly to their door. In 2012, the company released a humorous YouTube video explaining the service. The video went viral almost instantly. Within 48 hours, thousands of people signed up. Soon, another competitor appeared. A company called Harry's launched with a similar approach: lower prices, better design, direct-to-consumer sales. For younger customers, these brands felt modern. Gillette suddenly looked like something their fathers used. Gillette's leadership knew they needed to reconnect with younger consumers. Around the same time, a new trend had emerged in marketing. Major brands were beginning to take public positions on social issues. Nike featured Colin Kaepernick in a controversial campaign. Outdoor brand Patagonia openly challenged government policies. Research suggested that many consumers, especially younger ones, preferred brands that stood for something beyond their products. For Gillette, the timing seemed perfect. The Me Too movement had sparked global conversations about male behavior and masculinity. As a company that had spent decades defining masculinity in advertising, Gillette decided to join the conversation. Gillette partnered with advertising agency Grey New York to create a new campaign. The campaign would challenge the company's famous slogan. Instead of "the best a man can get," the message became "the best men can be." The advertisement showed scenes of bullying, harassment, and toxic behavior. It encouraged men to hold each other accountable and promote respect. The ad ended with examples of positive behavior. Fathers guiding their sons and men stepping in to stop harassment. The message was clear. Gillette wanted to redefine masculinity, but many viewers reacted very differently than expected. The reaction online was immediate and intense. Within days, the video had accumulated hundreds of thousands of dislikes. Some customers accused the company of insulting its own audience. Others argued that Gillette was suddenly criticizing the very customers who had supported the brand for decades. Videos appeared online showing people throwing their razors away. The hashtag #BoycottGillette began trending worldwide. The campaign had sparked a massive cultural debate. Some praised Gillette for addressing important issues. Others believed the brand had crossed a line. The real question was whether the controversy would affect the company's business. Over the following months, the numbers began to tell a story. Sales in Procter & Gamble's grooming division declined. Market share continued to slip. Competitors like Dollar Shave Club and Harry's gained new customers. Then, in August 2019, Procter & Gamble made a major announcement. The company recorded an $8 billion write-down on the Gillette brand. Officially, the company attributed the loss to currency changes and shifting consumer habits. But the timing raised obvious questions. The write-down came just 6 months after the controversial campaign. When executives were asked about the backlash, they did not apologize. Instead, they defended the campaign. The company's leadership argued that modern brands must sometimes take risks. They believed that appealing to younger audiences meant standing for values, even if it upset some existing customers. From their perspective, the controversy was a price worth paying. Looking back, many analysts believe the campaign failed for 3 key reasons. First, it reached the wrong audience. Many people who praised the advertisement were not actually buying razors. Second, the campaign focused more on cultural messaging than on the product itself. Unlike sneakers or clothing, razors are private products. They don't carry the same public identity. And third, the advertisement unintentionally made some customers feel criticized rather than inspired. Instead of strengthening the relationship with consumers, it created tension. In the years that followed, Gillette quietly shifted its marketing approach. Instead of focusing on social debates, the brand began highlighting everyday heroes like firefighters, coaches, and mentors. But the financial impact remained significant. In 2023, Procter & Gamble announced another $1.3 billion write-down related to the Gillette brand. The damage had continued to accumulate. For more than a century, Gillette told men they deserved the best a man can get. Then, in one controversial campaign, the company tried to redefine what being a man meant. The result was millions of views, endless debate, and one of the most expensive marketing lessons in modern business. Because at the end of the day, no matter how powerful a message is, a brand still depends on one simple thing. Someone has to buy the razor.